This is my 9 to 5 in Nashville working at a creative agency. I usually wake up around 7:30ish and give or take might sleep through a few alarms, but the first thing I do is definitely jumping in the shower. It feels like a good way to wake up, and honestly we sleep with the house really cold, so the warm water just feels good in the morning. Abby's really good at picking out her clothes the night before. I am not. So I always have to pick them out last minute in the morning, and it kind of switches depending on the day. Lately the weather's been really weird here, so I'm kind of switching it up a little bit. As soon as I'm dressed, I always get ready in the same order. It just mentally helps me kind of stay on track and make sure I get everything done. So I'll start shaving, I'll use aftershave, I'll go ahead and brush my teeth. I'll put lotion onto my face to make sure it's moisturized. I do my hair last because I get weird about having like this sticky hair product on my skin, like if I'm touching my face and stuff like that. I usually don't pack much the night before. I just kind of do it all in the morning because I don't have much stuff. So I'll grab my laptop, slip it into my backpack, make sure that my few hard drives are in there, and that's about it as far as like the gear that I need. Whenever we're stocked with groceries, I pretty much always grab a Nugo bar because it's like the best protein bar I've ever had, and they're gluten-free, which is awesome. I'll do a muscle milk just to get some more protein because I struggle with getting that. One of the most interesting parts of my morning is always saying bye to Abby. She can sleep through alarms quite frequently, so I always say bye to her and tell her I love her before I leave, but I also make sure she's at least a little bit awake so that she's up in time for work. Today she was very loving and sweet, and I appreciated that. It's always sad to say goodbye to her, but it's also seeing her first thing in the morning makes me happy. And then I grab my keys and I'm out the door by like 8:15, 8:20ish. The first stop right after I leave home is always Starbucks. May I please have a venti strawberry acai with lemonade and light ice? The people at the Starbucks are super nice too, and it's kind of nice because when I see them every morning, I've been able to build like relationships and friendships with all of them, and we recognize each other, we talk every morning, and it's nice. We got it. They also gave us some fun little stickers. I don't know why they did that, but thank you, Starbucks. That was very nice of you. At that point, I'm headed directly to work. Usually it's not a long drive at all. It takes like 7 minutes. Something I really love about my job is the view from the parking garage though, because in the evening, it's always sunset around the time that I'll leave work, and the little sky roof area just off the parking garage has the most beautiful sunsets, and I love it. I'll frequently stop there and take a few pictures as I'm leaving. When I first get into work, I always do the same exact thing. I'll go ahead and unpack everything and make sure everything's laid out and kind of neat across my desk just so I can start the day organized, and then I open up my calendar. I stress out if I don't know like what's coming at me throughout the day, so I like to make a to-do list just so I know what meetings I have, what things I need to get done, and it helps me stay a little bit more productive. Today, I only have one meeting, which is very rare, and I'm very stoked about that. But it just means that today is more of like an intense editing day, so I'll be spending a lot of time in front of the computer and just working on editing a few different videos. I specifically work in the social area with videos and sometimes on TV spots. And that looks like just editing a ton of video content for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, things like that. Part of the way we work is that we concept first and then go from there. So we'll create all these concepts for every day of the month for posting on social media. And once the client approves them, then a lot of it is on me to make sure that it gets done. So the producers will help with making sure we have things like models, locations, clothing, all of that stuff. But when it comes to the shooting and editing, if it's video, that's pretty much what I do. So I spend a lot of time just staring at the computer. The last few days I've been working on a few different video concepts for Jockey that ran on their Instagram. And I was really happy with some of these videos. They definitely were a bit more editing intense as far as the time, and they took a while, but I was happy with how they turned out. The office itself is like right in Nashville and has a really pretty view of the skyline, and I love it. You get to see all the people going about their days, and right now there's a lot of construction going on, so pretty soon there will be a lot of buildings that block those views, but for now it's really cool. I was also working a little bit on a shot deck for an upcoming event. Our client is sponsoring a fishing competition later this month, and we just needed general ideas of what we wanted to capture, types of concepts that we wanted to shoot, things like that. I use Pinterest a lot for that, so Pinterest is great just for getting image ideas and inspiration for pretty much anything. At like 12:30, 12:45, it's time to go to lunch. Today, Abby was in a meeting when I got home, so I gave Sunday her obligatory pets. And then I couldn't say hi to Abby because she was in the meeting, so I went ahead and got the lunch ready for us. She had cooked fried rice last night. That was absolutely amazing, so just had to heat that up. Abby's really good at meal prepping. I'm not a very good cook, and because she meal preps, it usually makes lunch pretty easy. We just have to heat something up. By the time I get home though, we prepare the food, we eat. It's already almost time that I have to go back. So I'll take like the 10 minutes I have to get to hang out with Abby, and then it's back to work. When I got back, I was finishing up a few more pieces of the shot deck that I was working on, and then I got a new request to work on 2 new pieces for a casino. Those 2 pieces that I had to do, I knew would take me through the end of the day. And expectation-wise, it was kind of nice in my head that I was like, okay, I know what I'll be working on for the rest of the workday, and I can just focus on these 2 things. The second half of the day always goes by a lot quicker, and I love that. So I can just sit down and focus on editing, and the time flies by. At that point, it's just about 5, and it's time to pack up and go home. So I'll put my stuff in my backpack, close my laptop, and that's it. That is my 9 to 5 at 22 years old in Nashville at a creative agency. Toodles.